Here's something they don't tell you about dealing with difficult people. The ones who drain you, manipulate you, test your boundaries, they don't vanish because you get loud. They fade away when you become unmovable. And here's what's wild. Once you adopt even one of these quiet behaviors, you'll watch something happen. Certain names stop lighting up your phone. The drama merchants find other stages. Some connections just dissolve without a word. That's your confirmation. These aren't tactics that announce themselves. They're subtle shifts that make you unworkable for people who feed on chaos. And the final one, that's where they realize there's nothing left to extract. Let's dive in. Number 1, you release without explaining yourself. This throws them completely off balance. There's no anger in your voice, no resentment in your eyes, but something fundamental has shifted, you're gone. Here's the thing, someone had proximity to your life. They weaponized it. You're not seeking revenge, you're simply no longer available. They're waiting for either explosion or negotiation. You offer silence. And that lack of predictability, it unsettles them deeply. Number 2, you guard your inner world fiercely. This is where their power starts crumbling. The moment you stop broadcasting your vulnerability, you starve their strategy. Your worries, private. Your next moves, undisclosed. Your struggles, not public content. Questions get kind but empty responses. You become unreadable. And suddenly, their usual tactics hit a wall. Manipulative people require data. Without insight into your weaknesses, they're operating blind. Picture that person who fishes for personal details to use later. When you respond with pleasant nothing and redirect, they're left empty-handed. Your privacy becomes an impenetrable shield that makes you impossible to decode or corner. Number 3, you master emotional flatness. Their entire game runs on your reaction. They launch a calculated remark, something designed to wound, a backhanded compliment wrapped in poison. They're scanning for evidence. Will you flinch? Will your expression betray hurt? Will your voice crack? Instead, nothing registers. Your tone stays even. Your face remains still. No defense offered. Mad. It's like they're screaming into a void. Consider how a provocateur loses interest when you refuse to take the bait. The instant you become unresponsive, you become useless to their game. No emotional payoff means no reason to continue. And that emptiness is terrifying to someone who survives on creating reactions. Number 4, you establish limits. Then you honor them relentlessly. This is the critical breakdown point. People say they have boundaries, but when tested, they crumble, they negotiate, they backtrack. And a boundary that moves is just a guideline. You state yours, without apology, without a thesis defense. Real scenario. Someone in your circle repeatedly asks for financial help. They're not incapable, they're comfortable with your rescue pattern. You finally say, this is the last time. If this gets wasted, I'm out. They waste it, they return. Here's the test. If you cave, you've taught them your words are decorative. But if you simply state, I was clear about my conditions, and you hold firm, the requests stop. Not from cruelty, from clarity. You're no longer a maybe, you're a certainty. That's quiet power. Number 5, you stop performing for their approval. They probe. Why would you do it that way? That's a strange choice. Trying to prove something? Your answer is devastatingly simple. It worked for me, that's all. No defense presentation, no autobiography. If they push, it worked for me. Again, God, that repetition does something to them because it communicates that your choices exist outside their jurisdiction. Your life isn't subject to their review. When you stop seeking their validation, you eliminate their primary leverage point. Number 6, you detect their patterns and you refuse participation. You spot the manipulation framework, the manufactured crisis, the reality twisting, the entire playbook. And instead of confronting it or succumbing, you simply witness a knowing glance, a calm acknowledgement. You remain centered. You don't engage the trap. That quiet awareness makes them feel transparent, vulnerable. It's like watching someone attempt a magic trick after you've learned how it works. They sense you've decoded their method, and suddenly the manipulation loses all effectiveness. Number 7, you exit without theatrics. No farewell monologues, no door slamming scenes, no shouted declarations of, we're finished. When the interaction becomes toxic, you state clearly, this conversation doesn't work for me. Then you remove yourself. Complete disconnection. They're left addressing emptiness. Here's why this unsettles them profoundly. They can't rewrite the narrative to make you the villain. There's no outburst to screenshot, no meltdown to replay. Just your absence. Clean, final, unspinnable. And number 8, the ultimate quiet rebellion. You become unshakable in protecting yourself. Here's the truth that ends the game entirely. This is what causes permanent disappearance. Your thoughts? Private. Your next move? Unknown. But one thing is absolutely predictable. You will always prioritize your own well-being. They never wonder if you'll protect yourself, because you always do. Your peace isn't negotiable. Your boundaries don't flex. Your self-respect is guaranteed. Every single instance. You're a fortress of self-preservation. And they know with certainty no manipulation will penetrate. No guilt trip succeeds. No tactic produces results. Your commitment to yourself is the only guaranteed outcome. So they withdraw, not dramatically. They just gradually evaporate from your reality because there's simply nothing here for them to extract anymore. You don't intimidate toxic people through aggression. You intimidate them by becoming immune to their influence. Your silence isn't surrender. It's dignity armed with boundaries. And when people start disappearing after you implement this, perfect. You've finally seen the situation with clarity. If this landed with you, I need to hear from you. Which behavior are you already practicing? And if you're beginning this journey, which one speaks to you first? Drop your number in the comments. Let's see which silent strength is resonating, and subscribe for more unfiltered truth. See you next time.